matter most from reporters who tell them best. 11 News at 10.
The stakes got a lot higher today in the Mideast conflict. Yesterday's suicide bombing in Israel triggered the dramatic escalation of events. First was the continuation of Israel's retaliation. The country launched air raids across its border deep into Syria for the first time in decades. The Israelis say they hit a terrorist camp that served as a weapons storehouse and training base for several terrorist organizations, including Islamic Jihad. That is the group that is taking responsibility for yesterday's bombing. At least 19 people and the bomber are dead. Syria and Islamic Jihad each have said Israel is mistaken. Israeli officials also say the airstrike may be an undeclared activity, but it is a matter of self-defense. The country says it will strike Palestinian terrorists wherever they are, whether that be Syria, Lebanon, or Iran. Today's strike came on the eve of the Yom Kippur War when Syria and Egypt launched a surprise attack against Israel. Syrian officials were outraged and took the matter to the United Nations. The UN Security Council met in emergency session late today out of fears the airstrike could lead to a wider conflict. The Syrian ambassador demanded a quick resolution condemning Israel. It is unclear when the Council will vote on that resolution. Washington is urging both sides to show restraint, but officials did say Syria must stop harboring terrorists. The former diplomat whose wife's identity was allegedly leaked by White House officials says her life is in danger. What's more, Joseph Wilson says the government has yet to offer her protection. Wilson's wife was identified as a CIA operative after he challenged the Bush administration's reasons for going to war with Iraq. He calls it intimidation.
It was rational that if you were an administration and did not want people talking about the intelligence or talking about what underpinned the decision to go to war, you would discourage them by destroying the credibility of the messenger who brought you the message. And this administration apparently decided the way to do that was to leak the name of my wife.
The leak is now the subject of a Justice Department investigation. The White House is facing a Tuesday deadline to turn over any documents that might help the probe, such as phone logs and emails. A house of worship turned into a shooting gallery today in Georgia. A woman opened fire this morning in an Atlanta church, killing 3 people. The dead included the church's pastor, who had just finished teaching Sunday school, and the suspect's mother. The shooter then turned the gun on herself. While police have no motive, friends say the suspect recently lost her job and had a history of mental illness. The future of Vegas's famed Siegfried and Roy show is in jeopardy tonight. Roy Horn remains in critical condition after a tiger attacked him. Employees of the show have been encouraged to look for other jobs. Horn was bitten in the neck and dragged off stage by one of his signature white tigers during Friday night's performance. He remains on a ventilator but can communicate with doctors. But they say even if he does recover, it is not clear he will ever again be able to go back to the rigorous performances. Tropical storm Larry caused problems in southeastern Mexico today. It dumped heavy rains and left behind flood and some minor damage. But residents are not out of the woods yet. There are 2 more hurricanes knocking on their door. Well, more on that in a moment. But first, heading back outside here at home, we have a live eagle-eye shot of downtown Houston. The streets are wet. It is 76 degrees outside. Dan Metter in from Mara Gomez to tell us more about all that stuff rumbling to the north. Dan?
Well, some areas had a lot of rain and some areas didn't have a lot of rain. And if you had a lot of rain, you may be having some problems with some localized flooding. 3 to 5 inches of rain fell in some sections of northern Harris County, putting into motion the radar from just before noon. I'll show you what has happened and how the showers develop. They began to move in from the northwest, and as they passed the College Station area, there are many reports of windows and broken because of flying debris. Also, power lines were down in the College Station area. Tonight, notice mostly rain in northern Harris County has fallen apart. There's still rain out there, and for about another half hour or so, there is an urban and small stream flooding for northern Harris County. The big stuff, though, is not just the north of Columbus. That's been dropping more to the south, but we still have some rain, so we still can be seeing wet conditions around southeast Texas. Rain cooled at Bush right now, 69 degrees, dew point 69. The air is humid. The relative humidity 100%, so there could be some patchy morning fog in the area. Around the area where it has been raining, temperatures have slid into the 60s. Otherwise, not everybody having temperatures in the 70s. Tonight, it's been kind of difficult to find where the front actually is. I just kind of drew a line where I think it actually is because there's no much of a wind change anymore. But the boundary has been dropping toward the south. There's been an upper air disturbance. There has been afternoon heating and the front causing the showers and thunderstorms. Notice behind this front, temperatures tonight are a few degrees cooler. Everybody else having temperatures in the 70s and even some 80s to be reported tonight out to the west. Well, Kate, moving to the north now. Winds of 90 miles per hour will not be affecting land. Will continue to move north and finally to the northeast. And Larry finally moved inland. This was yesterday. Notice you can see the little bit of a circulation there. Very difficult to find anything tonight. And most of the cloud cover and a lot of the heavy rains tonight have dissipated. They have downgraded Larry to a depression. Winds of 35 miles per hour. If the circulation can stay intact as it moves into the Pacific, Larry will retain its name. Otherwise, they'll have to rename it. Also, a very unique situation happening off the west coast of Mexico. These twin storms, Olaf may move to the north first of all, then move into the Gulf of California, and then Nora may follow it. One thing we'll be watching very closely is some of that moisture may end up in Texas by the end of the week. Well, here comes the front into southeast Texas, and we could be seeing another round of thunderstorms tomorrow around southeast Texas. And this system in the front will wash out, and most of the rain will push to the east. This upper level low is the one that may snag some of the moisture from those twin storms and throw it into Texas the next couple of days. We'll be watching that very closely because some of that could be locally heavy if it is ending up into Texas. Our forecast, well, we had up the probability of rainfall. I have 30%, but tonight the computer models are indicating that it could be up to 50%. So we could be seeing more rain, more showers, and thunderstorms tomorrow as that little front will be somewhere in the area. By Tuesday, the front completely washes out. We'll be seeing some partly cloudy skies, but temperatures not quite as cool as we had last week. Temperatures were ending up in the 50s in the morning time. Not quite that cool, but we'll be seeing some sunshine by the end of the week and maybe more rain by the end of the next weekend. And otherwise than that, we still have some rain around. And if you have any traveling to do, please be careful because there has been reported of some flooding, Sherman.
All right, good advice. Thanks, Dan. A few months ago, it just didn't seem possible, but it happened today when a popular pastor returned to church and his strength is spreading to others.